want to look at the Michkov versus Bedard matchup. Talked about it in pregame. They even showed highlights of the U18 World Championships.
They did, dude. That was cool.
In which Michkov scored and was named MVP of the tournament. But Canada and Bedard ended up winning the thing. And today, Michkov, a small measure of revenge, scores the overtime winner on what was his only official shot on goal. Again, odd that they marked that other shot a miss, even though it hit Mrazek, but whatever. 17-17 time on ice. He scores the goal. Bedard, 18:05 time on ice, led all Chicago forwards. No shots on goal. And I think that's 12 straight games without a goal for Bedard now. Just kind of struggling to find the back of the net. They've moved him to left wing from center because he was struggling so badly in the face-off circle. He's having some trouble right now.
Sophomore slump?
He's also, it could be, he's also, like when they talk about teenagers in the league right now, Michkov is a teenager for another couple of weeks. His birthday's in early December, I think. Mm-hmm. Bedard doesn't turn 20 till like July, I believe. He is very young. Something I talked about with Greg from CHGO the other day. Like, he is a legit college freshman, 19. Doesn't turn 20 for, till the season is well over. Chicago season's basically over now already. But the actual season, he doesn't turn 20 for a while. So he is much like a Jet Luchenko, very, very, like young for his age, which is a funny thing to say. But like considering his age group, he's pretty young. And just kind of struggling right now. But Matvei Michkov has not been without his struggles either. But he finds a way, man. And you just see...
You talked about it pregame.
Yeah, you just see those one or two plays throughout the game, even when he's not having the biggest impact on a game overall. He's had nights where he's the best skater out there.
Right.
Today, I think probably a better game than his numbers, and it finally pays off with the overtime winner. Few really good setups that his teammates either mishandled, misfired, or whatever. Tried to make the play all by himself down low on the backhand that honestly could have beaten Mrazek. Hell of a game for Mrazek, but I'm happy for him getting to have this head-to-head matchup. And that continues our, Mish steps up in these situations. Not only is it head-to-head with Bedard for the first time since those, I guess, the U18 World Championships. Not only that, it was an NHL Network game today. We were lucky to have a local feed. Sometimes you don't get those.
Right.
But it's an NHL Network game, another kind of national sort of game, if you have traditional cable.
What's that?
It's a national game. But it is just... really does have a flair for the dramatic, does number 39.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this during the pregame show. Like, every time there's that big matchup, as we're seeing the sights and sounds here from the Wells Fargo Center in the game.
Yeah, our own producer, Julia, was able to grab some video from today's game so we can actually show the highlight of the game winner for once. That's always nice. It's just like...
Look at that place, dude.
I get it. And it's cool. Like, it's an afternoon game, a little more full than usual. And they have the third period comeback, so people are amped. Travis Konechny draws, after what was almost a disastrous turnover, draws a penalty just by working his ass off to get to some open ice. Gets hauled down. They get the 4-on-3 in overtime, and Michkov wins it with some good puck movement, sneaking down low.
It was a great play setup too, man.
It was. I really do, and I feel bad because I made a joke on Twitter about Rocky Thompson. And I'll tell you, like, at the beginning of that power play, there was nothing going on, and even JJ just goes, not a ton going on, even away from the puck. Like, nobody's moving, doing anything. And then finally they got it to a place where Michkov's up high, gets the puck across ice down low, and then instead of everyone standing still, Couturier moves from down low, like at the bottom of the circle, to in front to kind of take a man and create a little confusion there. TK finds Michkov on the back door.
Nice little seam.
Nice seam pass there. Gets it in for the goal. Real nice play. I got to credit Rocky Thompson as well, but it's just nice when Michkov does this stuff because he's the main character. And when he comes through, it's like, well, today made sense. There was a reason for today's game.
Well, here's a difficulty because like I'm an extremely impatient man, right? And so like now I'm watching this and I'm like, dude, wait till we're like really good, right?
I know.
And it's like Game 7, and it's a Pittsburgh Penguins, and Michkov's ready to get that game winner. Like I'm just putting these images in my head, and he's already showing you in year 1. Like this
couple of overtime winners
moments
already. This is again, it's his 7th goal of the season, I believe. 6 of them have come with multiple days in between games, so maybe that's something like, I don't know if it's the conditioning or just getting used to the grind of the season. More than anything, like that's what it is. Like he's never played against the best players in the world every other night for months at a time before. Now when he just gets a little bit of breathing room, he seems to be very good. And that's, again, scores on the power play tonight. It's not a 5-on-5. It's not even like even strength at overtime. But when he just has a little bit of room, and as this team continues to turn over the roster a little bit, bring in some more talent, that'll create more room for him as well. It's just like, damn, this is fun when he's the guy doing this stuff.
I wish we had CHGO right now because I want to know what they're feeling like right now after this one.
It's just another step. I guess if I was them, I'd go, why'd we have to lose in overtime? Why couldn't we lose in regulation? And it's just another step towards another top 5 pick for them. And ultimately, Flyers can end up in that same range. They came in 8th from the bottom in points and points percentage. Like, they're not exactly good either. But you see them up against a team like Chicago, and while I think a number of these guys, like Morgan Frost, Rasmus Ristolainen, and at least one winger, need to be traded just to create some balance, figure out who else can be evaluated now once there's some balance in the lineup. But, like, some of these dudes are going to be here.
Yeah.
A lot of Chicago's guys are like 30 and older. They're not going to be there. You want to outplay them because you want to believe you're further along than they are.
But Bill, like this sport is so fascinating because like when you look around, like I look at the other sports, like there are like some rebuild examples that you can kind of like, oh, I want to do it like that. But in this sport, like I don't know like a rebuild that I can say like, dude, that's what I want the Flyers to kind of try to emulate. Like there's not like a perfect equation for a rebuild in this league.
Colorado is the closest thing. And, like, that took forever.
That's
like,
right.
You look at the way that thing went. There were so many different waves of it. Like, they moved on from Ryan O'Reilly. They moved on from Matt Duchene. I think Landeskog was, like, the 2011 draft. Like, that's a really long time ago.
Yeah, dude.
And then, like, okay, and then some other guys start to trickle in. You get McKinnon. Some other players come along. But it's like McCarr in 2017, and they win 5 years after that draft. Like, it took forever. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And I don't know if the Flyers way is right. It's not how I would have done it, but we're past that now.
Right.
Like, I just need it to work because the alternative is we start over again. And that's going to take even longer.
It's more than just getting top-end talent. It's been clear with even if you look at like the Buffalo Sabres type. Like even it's more than that.
You look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like we talk about this flair for the dramatic, and hopefully when this team is good, that translates to Michkov stepping up in the playoffs, stepping up in big games, being that guy who shines brightest, like his GM. Danny Briere was a good player.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't a superstar in the league. And then the playoffs came, and he was a star. Like, he was damn good, but he wasn't up here,
right?
You know? But he was when the playoffs started. That's you. If Michkov can be star and then even bigger star when the playoffs come, that's what you hope that what we're seeing right now at 19 translates. And at this moment, November 23rd, I don't see why it won't. Like, we only have hope to go on right now, and Michkov is he's
that killer
absolutely
mentality, guys,
giving it to us.
We all silly like the mayor.